No, it's not about the physical stuff. It's all about the consciousness. It's all about, that's what you're doing here. You're growing the quality of your consciousness. You're becoming love. And as long as you are on that path and making some progress, you're happy and life is good. And it doesn't matter so much about, all the rest of the stuff just starts to work out for you because you start giving to it rather than taking from it, because you're growing up. And yes, things just work out. So you don't have to worry too much about the finances or, of where things are coming. You have to think about that sum. You still have to make plans, obviously. But when you live right and when you have the right attitudes, just seems to work that what you need just falls at your feet just about the time you need it. It's because you're now playing the game in the way it meant to be played. You're leveling up in the virtual reality, if you will, that metaphor. You're leveling up. You're getting better at it. And when you do, well, you get more. You get more points. You get a bigger decision space. You get better relationships. Everything gets better. You have a richer environment of information to deal with. You can get information many ways other than just words and gestures and that sort of thing. You start getting information for people telepathically and out of the databases, and your life just gets to be a bigger. You live in a bigger reality, not such a small reality. When if you go to the endpoints, the extremes of that, when a person's depressed, their reality is really small. All they see in their reality is just how awful their life is. That's it. It's those one or two things that just make their life horrible, and that's all they can see. Nothing else is in their reality. If you point out the things, well, your mother still loves you. They'll go, yeah, well, but life is terrible, and they just pass that off. They don't accept that. They don't process it. They only process the things that make them unhappy. So depression has a tiny little reality. And on the opposite end, if you go to the opposite extreme, you live in a life of joy. You live in a life of love and peace and caring, and your reality is big. It's much bigger than the average person's reality, who's just kind of stuck with this physical world and the stuff that's in it. You start living a reality that has a lot more dimensions to it than just the physical. And your reality gets to be a much bigger, much more beautiful, more fun place to live in. It's those are the two opposite extremes. When you have a tiny little reality, you're depressed, and when you have a great big reality, you're full of joy, and you're helpful to people, and you just have fun.
And also, it doesn't mean that you don't have sometimes challenges, because you are still in a learning environment, maybe, and then you still have to have challenges to keep growing. Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm understanding it well, but it means that you see the challenges in a different way, maybe as opportunities, and you know that you'll find some way out of it, or you will take something out of it in terms of this kind of learning that's not intellectual.
Yeah, absolutely. You always have challenges. The challenges grow as you grow. When you're not very grown, you can only handle little tiny challenges because you just have a little tiny quality. But as you grow, then your challenges get bigger, but they also go from oh no, how could this happen to me, kind of a challenge, to, oh, okay, well, that's going to be tough, but I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to learn a lot, going down this path. There may be a little pain in it, sure. And if I do it wrong, I may get slammed, but I'm going to learn a lot, and it's going to be good anyway. So you just go do it, and it almost always turns out to be pretty good. Things turn out to be good when you play the game right, and when you don't play it right, things just constantly are falling apart. It's like you think, if I just get over this hump, when I just get this problem solved, everything's going to be great. And if you do get that problem solved, you'll find that, okay, you'll be happy for maybe a couple of months, and after that, there's another problem. Oh, and it was even worse than the last one, and now you have to do that, and there's just one hurdle after another, and they just don't end because you're creating those hurdles yourself. And those are challenges to you, and you see them as problems, but you should see them as opportunities. You said that just right, Mario. That's exactly the way you see it. And when you see it as an opportunity, it's a positive thing, not a negative thing, even if it hurts, even if it's sad, even if it's difficult. That's okay.